2 months, that was how long it took John Jungkook to completely eliminate every threat surrounding Kangwan. And during those 2 months, he never came back. Wan stayed in the cabin with Frick waiting. At first, she expected Jungkook to return in a few days, then a few weeks. Then she stopped expecting altogether. Finally, one morning, Frick informed her that it was safe. The drive back to Seoul felt unreal after everything she had experienced. Seeing busy streets, traffic, and tall buildings again felt almost strange. But the bigger shock was waiting for her at home. The moment she stepped inside her parents' house, her manager arrived with several documents. Wine frowned. What happened? The expression on Ha-young's face told her everything before she can even speak. Your movies has been reassigned. Wine froze. What? The company couldn't wait forever. They gave me my roles away. Ha-young looked away. And all your upcoming projects have been cancelled. The room suddenly felt smaller. Wine laughed in disbelief. How can they do this to me? I was gone for only 2 months. Ha-young, you disappeared without any explanation. Wan clenched her fist. I am Kang Wan. Not anymore. Silence. Then Ha-young placed another document on the table. They terminated your contract. For the first time, Kang Wan had no company, no projects, no career, nothing. Her mother immediately stood up. That's enough. Ha-young looked surprised. One mother stepped forward protectively. My daughter gave that company years of her life. Ha-young, Mrs. Kang, Wan mother, and don't you dare disrespect her. The atmosphere turned tense. Wan quickly signed the remaining papers before things escalated further. Then she walked Ha-young to the door. For the first time in years, she was saying goodbye to the people she once believed were her family. The door closed. Silence filled the house. When Wan returned to the living room, she found her mother crying quietly on the couch. Her heart softened instantly. She sat beside her and wrapped her arms around her shoulder. Mom! Her mother wiped her tears. This isn't fair. Wan smiled gently. Don't cry, Wan mother. But your dreams change. Her mother looked at her. Wan's smile remained calm. I have done enough, Wan mother. You worked so hard for this. I know. Wan squeezed her mother's hand, and I am grateful for everything. She looked around the house at the family photos, at the life she had ignored for years while chasing success. Then she whispered softly, But now I want something else. Then she whispered softly, But now I want something else. Her mother frowned. What do you want? One cheeks turned slightly pink. Love? The answer surprised both of them. A life partner? Her mother's eyes widened. You want to get married? Wan nodded shyly. For the first time that day, her mother's face lit up. She immediately pulled Wan closer. Are you dating someone? Wan laughed. You know, I was never allowed to date. Then who is it? Wan hesitated, then smiled. You know John Jungkook. Her mother's jaw nearly dropped. The Mafia man? Wan nodded. I like him. For several seconds, her mother simply stared. So the dating scandal was real? Wan laughed softly. No, then her smile became smaller, but I want it to become. Her mother blinked. As his girlfriend? Wan slowly shook her head. As his wife. The room became silent. Finally, her mother asked the only question that mattered. Will you be safe with him? Wan thought about the cabin, about the snake, about the ramen, about the man who stayed awake all night just because she was scared. And then she smiled. Yes. If I quit acting, Wan began carefully. Would you be disappointed? For a moment, her mother said nothing. Then she cupped her daughter's face. When you left school and chose acting, your father and I supported you. Wan listened quietly. We trusted your decision then. Her mother's smile trembled slightly. And we will trust your decision now. Tear filled Wan's mother's eyes. You mean it? Yeah. Her mother kissed her forehead. You were our superstar before the world knew your name. Another tear escaped, and you will always be our superstar. Vine couldn't stop herself. She immediately hugged her mother tightly. I love you so much. I love you too. For a moment, they simply held each other. Then suddenly, Vine's eyes widened. Without answering, Vine jumped off the couch and ran toward her room. Her mother blinked in confusion. Where are you going? Vine grabbed her phone and smiled nervously. To call Frick. Because if she wanted John Jungkook, she wasn't planning to wait another 2 months. Meanwhile, on the other side of the stall, Frick was currently around Sia's bedroom. He went while Sia chased him with one of her high heels raised like a weapon. Will you listen to me? Frick shouted while dogging another attack. I swear we just slept. Just slept? Sia yelled. The heel flew across the room. Frick caught it midair. Unfortunately, catching it didn't make her any less angry. You slept in the same room as Kang Wan? She accused. Do you honestly expect me to believe nothing happened? Sia, baby, don't baby me. Another pillow came flying, then a hairbrush, then a stuffed bear. Frick caught all three with the reflexes of a man who clearly valued his life. I didn't even tell my parents about you because you wanted privacy. Sia continued, and now I found out you've been sleeping beside the most famous actress in Korea? Just sleeping. Just sleeping? Before Frick could defend himself again, his phone suddenly rang. Before Frick he glanced at the screen, unknown number, suspicious already. He answered anyway. Hello? Meet me, Mafia. Frick nearly walked into the wall. What? One voice came through the phone. I need to meet Jungkook. Frick closed his eyes, of course. Ryan, are you crazy? Why are you calling me? Because only you know where he lives. Jungkook doesn't want to meet anyone right now. Before Van could answer, she heard the voice through the phone. Her eyes widened. That's her? Frick, who? Come on. Another question hit his face. You are having an affair. I am not. Sia threw the last thing within reach before collapsing dramatically into a corner of the room and bursting into tears. Frick rubbed his temple. His headache now had a headache. Meanwhile, one continued speaking from the phone. Listen, if you don't come, I'll spread rumors about us. Frick almost dropped the phone. You will what? I am sorry, Van said quickly. I know it is selfish, but I really need to see Jungkook. Frick, no, Van, please, I will personally explain everything to your girlfriend. Frick looked at the crying Sia, then at the phone, then at the crying Sia again. Finally, fine, Ryan, thank you. The call ended, the room became quiet. Sia remained curled up in the corner, wiping away angry tears. For a moment, Frick simply looked at her, then sighed slowly. He walked over and sat beside her. His hand moved toward her hair. Sia immediately slapped it away. Frick smiled weakly. I don't know, why don't you trust me? Sia refused to look at him. But there is nothing between me and Van. Still no answer. Frick's expression softened, and I will prove it to you. For the first time, Sia glanced at him. Frick smiled because, honestly, surviving Mafia wars was easier than surviving an angry girlfriend. To be continued.